as a punishment, the Israelites are going to have to go get things from their enemies. Make sense? So it's hold on, bro. I got you. I'm not done. I got you. So it's about to tell you who their enemies are and what they would do. You know?
I'm trying to figure out who their enemies are.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So what's this right here? So who are the Israelites? Who had yokes of iron on their necks?
Who had the ones that were cursed, like as you said.
What people on the earth right now had yokes of iron on their necks?
The Israelites, that's what you said.
The Israelites. Right?
Who are the Israelites?
Who are the Israelites, brother? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Brother, you an Israelite, brother.
I'm Israelite?
Yes, brother, you are Israelite. Right? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, you know what?
And who? The Ammonites or what? Edomites? Who put the yoke of iron?
We're going to show you, right? He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Right? Meaning they're going to take the yokes of iron off of your neck when the job is finished. When they taught you that you was a black man. When they taught you that you was a Hispanic or Native American. Right? When they taught you that you was a Negro. Right? Colored man. Right? When they sold you to other people for buying men and buying women. Right? When they told you that you was just a slave. That's your enemy. The so-called white man is your number one adversary on the face of the earth. And his name is Esau, the Edomites.
That's right.
That's what I just said. You shook his head.
No, it kind of sounded like you said Ammonite.
He did say Ammonite.
It kind of sounded, he said Elamite.
So
yeah, I don't know
he said Ammonite.
Yeah, something like that. So that's why he shook his head. The Edomites are your number one adversary.
I didn't shake my head for that.
Okay.
You know, but the point is, brother, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, God's chosen people.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, read verse 68. Right, and I'm about to prove it.
I have to go,
one more, brother.
I would
One
like
more,
to stay
brother.
here.
One more, brother.
All right, go ahead.
Brother, one more, brother.
No problem.
Right, verse 68.
Verse 68, and it reads.
This is another curse that will befall the Israelites if they break God's commandments. Right?
Verse 68, and it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, they left Egypt, right? They walked out of Egypt, correct? The first time Moses parted the Red Sea, right? They left with all of the chains and rubies and gold from the Egyptians, right? They parted the Red Sea. They went into the wilderness.
I don't know about they left with
Well, yeah, that happened, brother.
Jews and stuff. How did they get the Pharaoh's riches?
Well, we'll
I ain't got time.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
get
another
to it.
time.
But the point is, brother, the Lord said you're going to go into Egypt again.
Okay.
Right? Now, nowhere in the history did the Israelites go into the physical landmass of Egypt.
That's right.
So he's saying that you're going to go into the same condition that you just left out of if you break the commandments. So the Israelites were doing what in Egypt for Moses to come free them?
What happened? Say that again?
What were they doing in Egypt for Moses to have to come free them out of Egypt?
They were in servitude.
They was in servitude. So the Lord said, you're going back into servitude if you break the commandments. How did your people physically get from where they were over to this part of the earth? What part of transportation did they take?
Evidently, it was a ship.
Evidently a ship, right? Read Deuteronomy 28:68 from the top.
Here we go. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt is servitude, right? How are you going to get to servitude again?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
See that? So the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the biblical Israelites by Bible prophecy, geography, and archaeology.
That's right.
I questioned and I have to leave. All right.
Can I finish this one verse real quick? This is one more verse, then you can ask, right? With ships, read on.
By the way whereof I spec unto thee.
Right? Atlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan slave trade, right? Silk Road slave trade, right? Read on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
The Israelites have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. They've never been able to go back to their homeland. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold.
And there, once you get off of those slave ships, you're going to be sold. Read on.
unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Your enemies.
All right, I gotta go, brother.
All right,
I
brother.
got one more question.
Get hot.
You had said they were going to be returning to Egypt.
Yeah,
Did you say that?
the Lord said you're going to go into Egypt again on ships.
Yeah. But was it? Did the black man go into Egypt, or did they go different other places?
Give me Revelations 11.
I
I'm going to show you, brother. Real cool. This is
Bring
my
it up.
question, brother. I'm going to show you. Come.
Book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies
Their dead bodies, the Israelites, you know,
shall lie in the streets.
shall lie in the streets, which is what? Read.
Read. Of the great city.
Of the great city, their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city. You know?
let's see.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right. So that's talking about the place that you're walking on right now, brother.
Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom.
Right? Sodom because of the homosexuality that's over in this land. Because you could be a transvestite over here. You could be a freak in the fact. And that's why it's called Sodom. And it's Egypt because this land was created for the Israelites to serve servitude and to be made with hard rigor.
That's right.
That's why this place is called Egypt. Why do you think you got an Egyptian pyramid on
On
your
your
dollar bill?
Why do I have an Egyptian pyramid on my dollar bill?
In other words,
It wasn't. I know. Yeah, I know where.
Yeah, brother, because this is
Huh?
Egypt. brother.
He's letting you know this is Egypt. That's
So the Lord said you're going to Egypt on ships if you break the commandments. So, brother, you got to start keeping the commandments.
Salakia. The real nation of Egypt don't even have a pyramid on their currency. So what is this?
Bring it out.
Currency.
All right, I have more. I have like a bunch of questions, but
All right, brother, you
got
an
time
Israelite,
now.
brother. You
All
got to
right,
keep the commandments.
because all of the elders, the slaves, did not go to Egypt, or as you said here,
Brother.
many of them stopped. This is why Hispanic people, they stopped in the Caribbean and all
brother.
other
Yes,
different
brother, we
places.
know
No,
that.
you're
brother.
correct about that. It's the same folks, though. It's the same folks.
I know, but you make it seem like they all came,
No,
as you
we didn't
referred
say
to
that,
it,
brother.
as
You asked me-
Sodom and Egypt.
No, brother. You asked me what was Egypt, brother. I told you that Egypt was a place where the Israelites were going to slavery.
That's all.
Huh?
Right? Egypt is a place where the Israelites were going to slavery. The so-called Hispanics, they were slaves,
That's
right?
right.
In South
I know.
America,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Right? Over in the Caribbean, they were slaves.
Exactly.
When the conquistadors came over, took their gold. And
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
So it's not just talking about one specific landmass, but that specifically that great city is talking about America. This is chiefly where all of the Israelites were carried captive together.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice
hey,
talking
bro,
to you,
bro,
my brother.
Huh? Do you understand, brother?
Oh, yeah, I understand. I would say 80% of what you were trying to do. I'm
So,
not
brother-
going to say I understand everything you talking
So,
about.
brother, you
I
are an
could have
Israelite,
about
brother.
another 10 questions I could ask you, but I don't have time. Maybe some other time. If you down here next week or something.
Brother, we out here Friday and Saturdays, brother.
Huh?
We out here Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
But, brother, you got to keep the commandments, brother. You got to repent, keep the commandments, because you're an Israelite.
That's right.
Yeah, brother, you
Now,
living
see,
in the last
okay,
days.
I understand what you're saying about that.
Yeah, so you got to keep the commandments, brother.
All right.
Do you know the commandments? Do you want to live? Right? Do you want to escape the famine that's about to take place in this society?
Do I want to escape?
Do you want to escape it, brother?
Without doubt.
Do you
No
want to
doubt.
make it?
Huh?
Do you want to make it? Do you want to make it to the kingdom of heaven?
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that?
Like you said, maintaining the commandments.
Maintain the, so what commandments do you got to keep, brother?
All of them.
Yeah, brother.
Come on, yep.
So you
got
can't
milk
save
in
your
the
beer,
cup.
brother.
Huh?
I got milk in the cup.
Okay. I gotta go, bro.
All right, brother. You an Israelite, brother.
All right.
Matt,
Hey, if you got any questions, we out here for you, brother. We love you.
hey, man, give me 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1.
Bring it up.
Right? Because Jake don't know what's going on, man. The Lord not playing in these last days, man. Right? The Lord is not here for game, right? The Lord is not here for you to be all confounded, right? For you to be shucking and jiving, right? The Lord is about order, man, right? It's time for all brothers to get in order, man.
That's right.
Get in order, man. Get your spirit in order, man. Right? Get your house in order, man. Right? Get your mouth in order, man. Right? That's what it's about, man. The Lord is about order. right? And all brothers got to get in order in these last days, man. Right? So bring that out.
1 Thessalonians, what you want?
Chapter
Chapter
5 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1.
Right?
2 Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians 5 and 1. Come.
It's like I was in first. It's like. Oh, I was like.
Yeah, you
the
had
book
it right
of 1
the
Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1.
Right?
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you,
Right?
for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right? Read that again.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right? So the day is coming like a thief in the night, right? Hey, the brother had a question. He was saying how the so-called Hispanics, they were over here and we were over here. Hey, the Lord said that we'll be in captivity together, man. Right? Give me Jeremiah 16 and 15. Right? Jeremiah 16 and 15.
Book of Jeremiah,
Give me
chapter
the book-
16.
Give me the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 9.
16, 15.
Con.
Bring it out.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 15.
Right?
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel
Right? The children of Israel.
from the land of the north.
From where?
From the land of the north.
Right? Read on.
And from all the lands whither he had driven them.
See that? That's what the diaspora is about. Right? The children of Israel are in the land of the north. The land of the north is talking about America.
That's right.
Right? That's what it's talking about. North of Jerusalem. Right? Now, it also said, wherein he has driven us. Right? Meaning South America. Right? Or North America. Right? Canada. Right? Hey, Egypt. Right? Spain. Right? Because the children of Israel were scattered everywhere. Right? That's what it's going into. So it's brothers like that. They don't understand being scattered. They don't understand the diaspora. Right? A slave trade is not just the Atlantic slave trade when the so-called black man was carried over to America. Right? There's various slave trades where the Israelites was carried away captive.
That's right.
The northern kingdom was carried away captive way during the time of Assyria. Right?
Yo.
So read that one more time, King.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 15.
Right?
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel
Right? The children of Israel,
from the land of the north,
right from the land of the north,
and from all the lands whither he had driven them.
right? All the lands wherever he has driven us. Right? That means everywhere, man. Real quick, get the curse in Deuteronomy. Right? 28:64.
Bring it out.
Right? Deuteronomy 28:64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64.
Right? Read that.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
Right? Read on.
from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right? What does that mean? One end of the earth even to the other, man. Right? That means North America, South America, right? Asia, right? All of these various places, that's where the Israelites are. Right? Read that one more time.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64.
Right?
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Right? Scatter you among all people. Right? Give me Zechariah 2 and 6. Right? Read on.
From the one end of the earth
From one end of the earth,
even unto the other.
even unto the other. Right? Zechariah 2 and 6.
Book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth
Right?
and flee from the land of the north,
Right? Flee from the land of the north. Read on.
saith the Lord.
Right?
For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, saith the Lord.
See that?
That's right.
The Lord has spread us abroad from the four winds, man. That's why James said to the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered abroad greetings. Right? Read that one more time.
Book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north,
Right?
saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds
Right.
of the heaven,
As the four winds of the heavens, man.
saith the Lord.
Saith the Lord, right? And I found the precept that I was looking for. Give me Ezekiel 11 and 17.
Bring it up.
Right? That's what I was looking for. Ezekiel 11 and 17. Right? How y'all doing, family? All right, y'all got a second? Can I ask y'all a question?
We're just passing.
Y'all just passing? All right, y'all are the Israelites, God's chosen people. Y'all got to keep the commandments and the faith.
Hey, time is passing too. Most High waiting on you.
11 and
11 and 17.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The book of the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord,
Right?
I will even gather you from the people
Right?
and assemble you out of the countries.
Right? So this is the prophecy where the Lord said he's going to come and save the children of Israel. Right? I will gather you from the people and assemble you from the countries, man. Right? Plural. Right? Not just Babylon the Great, America. Read on.
Where ye have been scattered,
Where you have been scattered. Read on.
and I will give you the land of
And
Israel.
I will give you the land of Israel. Right? Because our people were scattered in North America. Right? How y'all doing? Where you from, sister?
California.
California. What's your nationality?
Mexico.
Mexican. Right? Did you know that you're actually not a Mexican?
Okay.
You know, that's just a byword that was put on you by your slave owner, right? Did you know that I'm not a black man? That's just a byword that was put on me by my slave owner, right? We actually are the Israelites,
That's right.
God's chosen people. The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, we make up one nation of people, right? We come from the land of Israel, right? How you doing, sister? You got a second to hear God's word? Real quick, what's your nationality? You said you're black? See that? So black is just the color out of a crayon box, right? What did God call you? Do you know? You said American? African American? Have you read the Bible before? Did God call anybody African Americans? No. So what did God call you is what I'm asking. Can I show you? Can I show you what God called the so-called black people, Hispanic and Native American people? Right? Give me Isaiah 44 and 1. Right? Isaiah 44 and 1.
Bring it up.
Reading out the book of
Give
Isaiah,
me Deuteronomy 29 and 1. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
chapter 44, verse 1.
Right? Watch this.
And it reads, Yet now hear, O Jacob,
Right here, O Jacob, read on.
my servant,
Right?
and Israel,
And who?
and Israel,
And black woman.
and
Israel,
And Hispanic woman.
and
Israel,
Israel.
whom I have chosen.
Did you know that the Lord had a chosen people? There's a people on the earth that the Lord chose. Did y'all know that? Who are those chosen people?
By name.
We are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Right? Now, can we just prove that? Are we just making that up? Right? You got to go through the Bible to prove who you are. Because God documented your nationality in the Bible. Right? So give me Deuteronomy 29 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 1.
Right?
These are the words of the covenant,
These are the words of the covenant, the contract. Read on.
which the Lord commanded Moses
He commanded Moses, read on, to what?
to make with the children of Israel.
The children of Israel. Right? So give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. All right?
Bring it up.
Real quick, give me Deuteronomy 11 and 26 first. All right, let me show you something. 11 and 26.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26,
This
and
is
it
how you
reads,
find out your heritage, your God-given nationality that was stripped from you. Right? Because black is just the color out of a crayon box. Right? American is the name of Amerigo Vespucci, which is an Italian cartographer. Do you come from Italian men? No. Africa comes from the name Leo Scipios Africanus. He conquered that land during the Second Punic War. It's a white man. Do you come from a white man named Leo Scipios Africanus? No. So who are you and why are they hiding your identity? What's so special about you that they have to hide your identity? That they have to give you religion and not teach the Bible as it is written? I'm going to show you who you are. I'm going to show you how special y'all are. I'm going to show you a true nationality in the Bible. Right? Deuteronomy 11 and 26.
Bring it out.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 26.
Right?
Behold, I set before you this day a
I set
blessing
before you this day a blessing
and a curse.
and a curse. Moses told the Israelites after he freed them out of Egypt, they got to keep the commandments. If they don't keep the commandments, they'll be cursed. If they do keep the commandments, they'll be blessed people. Right? So I'm going to show you what happened to the Israelites for breaking God's commandments. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 28:16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
This is a curse that will befall God's chosen people for not keeping the commandments. Read that.
Curse shalt thou be in the city.
In the where?
In the city.
The Lord said the Israelites will be cursed in the cities. Wherever city they dwell in on the face of the earth, they're going to be a cursed people. Right? What people are at the bottom of society? On the earth right now, what people?
Black people.
So-called black people. Right? So-called Hispanics and Native Americans. Right? That's one nation of people. Right? So far, that prophecy doesn't fit everybody on the earth. So you kind of got to scratch out certain people on the earth because they're not the Israelites.
Right.
So we're finding out who the Israelites are.
That's
the Lord
right.
said the Israelites will be cursed in the city for breaking the commandments. Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
What people were cursed in the field? Picking cotton all day. Picking sugar cane fields. Right? Getting your back beat in. Right? That's talking about us. Right? From sun up to sundown, you had to work in the field. Right? You probably got 3 hours of sleep. Right? And if you didn't work hard enough, hey, they'll beat you more. Right? Hey, and then if you didn't do it to their liking, they'll kind of take you in the back and do some things to you, man. Right? So the Lord said this will happen to the Israelites for breaking his commandments. Right? I'm going to show you another curse. Give me verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Right? Bring it out.
Thy sons
Thy sons, your sons, Israelites, my chosen people who I love. Right? Read on.
and thy daughters
And your daughters, read on.
shall be given unto another people.
Who did that happen to? Us. Where their sons and their daughters were given to other people. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy. Right? Chapter
Deuteronomy what?
28.
28, and that was the verse 32.
Okay.
Right? Now this is after the Exodus. Right? This is after Moses went into Egypt. Right? He said, Pharaoh, let my people go. Right? And then the Lord plagued the Egyptians for making the Israelites serve with hard bondage and ribbon. So after Moses told the Israelites, right, they got two choices: to keep the commandments, right, or if you don't, you'll be cursed. Right? So for breaking the commandments, the Lord said this will happen to the Israelites. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Right?
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people.
And what?
Another people.
Right? Read on.
And thine eyes
And your eyes
shall look and fell with longing for them all day long.
Your eyes are gonna fail, longing for them all day long. And what?
And there shall be no might in thine
You
hand.
had no strength. Right? You had no organization set up to get your children back.
That's right.
Right? You was oppressed. Right? You was bound with shackles on your hands.
Right?
Right? Shackles on your feet. Right? Singing Swing Low Sweet Chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Right? Singing songs in the cotton field, asking for the Lord to deliver you from your enemies.
That's right.
So the Lord is speaking to the Israelites. Right? Now the Israelites don't know who they are, because they've been given gifts. They've been given philosophy, theology, right? Christianity, which is white supremacy. where it does not teach you about this Bible and who you truly are, and how you must truly serve the one and true living God. So that would happen to the Israelites for not keeping the commandments, right? Let's read another one. Give me verse 45, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 45, right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45.
Right?
Moreover, all of these curses shall come upon thee.
All of these curses, from verse 15 to verse 68, all of these curses shall happen to the Israelites. Read on.
And shall pursue thee.
And shall pursue thee.
And overtake thee.
Overtake thee. No matter if you try to run and go to a different city, right? Harriet Tubman tried to flee, right? Runaway slaves, and she tried to go to another city. Guess what? She was still under the curses of Deuteronomy. No matter what you try to do, you're still gonna be under these curses.
Right.
Right? Read on.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till thou be destroyed. Right? Because that's the punishment. If you break the commandments, listen, you my chosen people, you have to be punished. Right? And then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have to send my son, right, to come give you grace. So that you now have a time period to repent and come back to the Lord in truth and sincerity.
Right.
Right? So these are the things that happen to us. Right? So now this truth has to be made manifest, and the word of truth has to come to y'all so that y'all can come back to the living water. You
That's
have to
right.
know the curses that happened to the Israelites so that you can know what happened to you. Right? Because you cannot leave here today calling yourself a black person or African American or
That's right.
Negro or Hispanic or Native American. You gotta know who you are. Right? Read on.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because you had a stiff neck. When Jeremiah the prophet went out to teach the people, it said, man, to hell with Jeremiah. We don't want to listen to you. We want to do our own thing. When Isaiah went out there to try to reprove and rebuke our people said, we don't want to do that. We want to serve our own gods. Right? Zephaniah, Zechariah, Joel, Amos. Right? Even Moses tried to tell the people. They said, we want to do our own thing.
That's right.
Right? So the Israelites are a stiff-necked people. Read on.
To keep his commandments.
To keep his commandments. Because our people don't want to keep the commandments. Right? They want to celebrate Thanksgiving. Right? They want to celebrate Christmas. Right? All those are sins. You can't do those things.
Birthdays.
Right? The Lord has set you up to be a holy people. To keep his commandments. So that you can be a royal priesthood. A royal nation. Right? Read on.
And his statutes.
Right?
Which he commanded thee.
Right? Read verse 46.
And they shall be upon thee.
These curses are going to be upon you, right? All of these curses are going to be upon you for what?
For a sign.
A sign. Read on.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder.
And upon thy seed forever.
What is your seed? Your genealogy, your children. Right? So we're about to read you in these curses. You're about to be able to identify who the Israelites are by reading the curses. Right?
I have a question, Emily. The Israelite is us or the Jews?
I'm going to show you who the Israelites are. Read verse 68.
Okay.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Now, who's speaking right here? Give me Deuteronomy 1 and 1. I'm going to show you. I'm going to answer the question. I want to give it to you in full.
Look at
Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Right?
These be the words
These be the words
which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Moses is speaking, and he's speaking to the Israelites. Moses told them if they keep the commandments, they'll be blessed. If they break them, they'll be cursed. This is the curse that will happen to the Israelites. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Lord said as a punishment, you're going to go back into Egypt again for breaking my commandments. Right? I'm going to show you what Egypt means. Exodus 20 and 2. Egypt is not talking about the physical landmass of Egypt. They never went back to Egypt as a nation. Right? Read that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
Come on, bring it out.
And it reads, I am the Lord thy God,
I am the Lord your God, Israelites,
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
out of the land of Egypt,
out of the house of bondage.
house of freedom,
House of bondage.
out of the house of salvation.
house of bondage.
Egypt is the house of bondage. So the Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into the house of bondage when you break my commandments. Right? So read that from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What is Egypt? Walk with me. Egypt is the house of bondage, meaning slavery. Right? As a punishment, the Lord said you're going to go back into slavery again. Right? Read it from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Right? Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
By airplane.
With ships.
What people went into slavery on slave ships? Us. So those people that call themselves Jewish, they not the real Jews. You are the real Jew.
That's right.
The so-called black, West Indian, and Haitian man is the real Jews by blood. Right? In order to be a Jew, you have to come from a man named Judah. Right? Or you have to have dwelt in the land of Judea. Right? So this whole world lied to you. Y'all are the Jews.
That's right.
Yeah, y'all are the Israelites. Right? So let me finish this verse. The Lord said, Egypt with ships. Read on.
And Egypt again with ships.
Right? Only people that went into slavery on slave ship is the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. Right? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
And Moses said it's going to happen the same way I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Atlantic slave trade, Sub-Saharan slave trade,
Right.
Silk Road slave trade.
That's right.
That actually happened in history. And who did that happen to? The Israelites. Right? The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. Read on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And you're going to be so oppressed that you're going to never be able to go back to your homeland again. The Jewish man is saying he's a Jew and he's in the land of Israel right now. The Lord said you're not going to go back to your homeland.
That's right.
Right? So those people are liars. And they've taken your nationality and your heritage, right? And your money and your fruit and your land. Right? Read on.
And there ye shall be sold into your enemies.
The Lord said once you get off of those slave ships, you're going to be sold to who?
To your enemies.
To your friends.
And to your enemies.
To your buddies.
And to your enemies.
Who's we sold to? So the white man is what? These are our enemies, man.
That's right.
Right? Thus saith the Lord. The Lord said all so-called white people are enemies to the Israelites. Right? They never been our friends, and they never will be.
No.
Right? They're set up to be our servants and our slaves. And that's coming back in a big way when who the world calls Jesus Christ come back.
That's right.
Right? So the Lord said sold into your enemies for what?
For bond men
Slave man,
and bond women.
slave woman. Right? Young buck sold to Master Smith. Right?